Chapter 10, Party House. Interior beach house, night. A party of about 40 people is in the living room. Everyone is dressed up in their best beach attire. The whole surf crew is there: Via, Art, Devo, Tuna, Ledge, Bruna, and other local surf personalities. It's a rich mix of ethnicities and races. There are surfboards and surf pictures hanging on the tongue-and-groove wooden walls. A live band is in the corner of the living room playing rockabilly surf tunes. A sign behind the band says, "Congratulations, Via. Wishing you well on the Pro Tour." Via is in front of a group of people using hand and arm movements to describe an earlier wave she rode. It's a party in full motion and grooving. Art and Devo are at the kitchen bar, which divides the living room and the kitchen. There is a table full of various dishes of food and snacks. While Devo is talking, he's sifting through a bowl of blue tortilla chips, scrutinizing and searching for the deformed triangle shapes that are folded over like a cylinder. These chips resemble perfectly shaped, A-framed tubing waves. Devo: "I can't take the crowds in the water anymore. I'm going to New Zealand. It's a surfer's paradise over there." Art: "Yeah, I hear ya. There's countless point breaks." Devo finds a wave-shaped chip and delicately places it on the blue plate. Art: "And Raglan is one of the longest lefts in the world." Devo: "Dude, but the best part is there's nobody out at these places. No crowds, no hassles, just you and the surf, surrounded by green mountains and tons of sheep. I'm going there. I'm getting out of this rat race." Art: "I'm with you on that. You know where I'm going. As soon as I graduate college, I'm off to the islands, where it's just me and the waves." Devo: "You should." At that very moment, Art looks into the living room and establishes eye contact with Erica Simmons. She is not dressed in the usual surf attire. You can tell she did not grow up at the beach. She has an artistic, philosophical, intellectual look and feel about her. For a brief moment, their eyes lock, and they are both hypnotized by each other as if time has stopped. Art does not hear a word Devo just said. Devo: "Well, what do you think?" Art snaps out of his trance with Erica. Art: "Huh? What? Huh?" Devo: "You know, about us going to New Zealand and opening up a bar called Shucker's Inn." Art: "Oh, yeah, right. Devo: "We could have sheep shearing contests, and instead of ladies' night, we could have sheep night. All sheep get in free." Art: "Sounds killer to me, but nothing's stopping me from going to the islands." Devo picks up a broccoli spear from an uncleaned plate. He sticks the broccoli spear upside down on a plate with the chips. A close-up reveals a diorama of a perfect beach scene. The blue plate represents the ocean. Brown cheese dip is spread flat on the plate to represent sand. A series of 4 broccoli spears are turned upside down in the cheese dip, representing palm trees. Sour cream represents the whitewater. And finally, 4 folded over blue tortilla chips are placed in the sour cream. It's a masterpiece of art depicting a perfect set of waves breaking at the beach. Via walks up, looks at the diorama, and then at Devo. She's speechless and starts shaking her head as she smiles. Via: "What's up, Devo?" Devo: "Oh, not much. Just hanging out like a hare on a biscuit." Via quietly laughs at Devo's comments. Meanwhile, Devo's attention is still focused on his diorama. Art looks at Via. Art: "Hey, sorry if I blew your scene at the beach today. You just happened to walk up into the middle of a conversation about why I don't surf contests." Via's smile turns to aggravation. Via: "Look, I was doing my best to win today. I came to you for support. And what do I get? More of your stupid granola eating, hippie philosophy about soul surfing. Art, what exactly does that mean? Via, you're as good as any surfer I know. No one cares anymore about being in harmony with the ocean. All surfers care about nowadays is shredding the wave as hard as they can. Competitive surfing in the pro circuit is the new wave. Get with the times. Soul surfing is dead. Art and Via tensely stare at each other. Devo puts his arms around Art and Via, and he tries to break the conflict. Devo looks at both of them in their eyes. Devo, doo-doo! The opposite of don't. Devo's attempt to break the tension doesn't work. Art breaks free of Devo's arms. Art, yeah, well, good luck with your pro career. Art quietly leaves the party and walks out the front door. Surfer number 2 comes up and high-fives Via. Surfer number 2, congrats on joining the pro circuit, but we're going to miss you. Via watches Art leave and is not really paying attention to surfer number 2. Via, yeah, thanks. I'm going to miss you too and everyone else. At the same time, an out-of-towner and his buddies are looking at Devo and making fun of his glasses. Out-of-towner, nice glasses, Aquaman. Devo, geez, what's in the water today? Everyone's so uptight. Was there a sewer discharge in the ocean or something? The out-of-towner thinks Devo is talking about him. He approaches and knocks off Devo's glasses, which reveals a portion of his face that never sees the sun. His eye sockets and temples are completely white, whereas the rest of his face has a dark tan. This tan line gives the effect of a white bandit mask or a raccoon face. Devo, what's wrong with you, dude? The out-of-towner gets buffed up and ready to fight. Out-of-towner, are you calling me sewer discharge, you raccoon face? Ledge walks up and tries to calm things down. Ledge, why don't we all just take a breather and settle things down? Out-of-towner, first Aquaman, and now the Queen of the Seas shows up. What kind of party is this? A giant freak show? Ledge becomes very upset and gives a death stare to the out-of-towner. At that very moment, Tuna breaks into the melee, shirtless and full of muscles. He approaches the out-of-towner. Tuna, with the rage in his eyes, stares down the out-of-towner, grabs him by the collar, and starts shaking him back and forth violently. Tuna, listen here, sea lice! Tuna looks Ledge square in the eyes. This is no freak show. Tuna then looks at the out-of-towner. If you're calling Ledge a freak, you're calling me a freak. You're calling all of us freaks. The out-of-towner says nothing. Tuna, and nobody, I mean nobody, messes with Devo's glasses. I suggest you leave now before someone loses their eyesight. Grommet number 3, under the protection of Tuna, yells out, yeah, beat it, sea lice. The out-of-towner and his buddies sulk out of the party and leave. Via walks over to console Ledge. Via straightens out the shoulder strap on Ledge's sundress in a loving and tender way. Via, this world is full of jerks. Don't let him bother you. You're the most beautiful person I know. Ledge smiles at Via and gives Via a big hug. Ledge regains composure and addresses the crowd. Ledge, let's lighten this party up. We're here to give a proper send-off to Via and wish her well on the pro surfing tour. The crowd cheers. Ledge, hey Devo, get up there and sing a song for us. Devo is not in a joyful place. He puts his glasses back on and sadly shakes his head no. Ledge, we're not taking no for an answer. Come on, Devo. With his head down, Devo still does not respond. Ledge starts chanting. Strobe light, strobe light, strobe light. The crowd now starts chanting. Strobe light, strobe light, strobe light. Devo lifts his head, and a tiny part of his frown turns into a smile. The crowd starts to cheer, and they are still chanting, strobe light, strobe light. Devo snaps out of it and has a full-blown smile. He grabs Via by the hand and heads to the stage. The crowd cheers. The band starts playing a slow, instrumental love ballad as Devo and Via each grab a microphone for their duet. Devo, this song is for all the lovers. Boom! The band instantly switches tempo from a slow love ballad to an up-tempo, total danceable new wave song, Strobe Light by the B-52s. The crowd goes wild. A series of shots. Shot A. The band begins to play. Shot B. Devo starts to sing and act out the lyrics. He's trying to woo Via into making love with him under the strobe light. Via stands on stage acting bored and disinterested. She wants nothing to do with Devo's advances. Shot C. Devo now sings with energy that tonight's the night we make love under the strobe light. Just at that moment, the lights go dark and the strobe lights start flashing. Everyone at the party goes crazy and starts dancing under the pulsating strobe lights. Shot B. The strobe lights turn off and the lights come back on. Devo starts singing about all the places he wants to kiss Via. Via starts to act intrigued and becomes interested in his advances. Shot E. Via starts singing, I want to make love to you under the strobe light. Shot F. Again, the lights go dark and the strobe lights start flashing. The crowd is now dancing in an uncontrollable frenzy as the strobe lights keep pulsing. Cut 2. Exterior. Party house. Night. Art is walking down the street alone. It is quiet. The only exception is the muffled thumping noises coming from the band playing at the party house. In the background, you can see the strobe lights flashing out the windows as Art walks away. Cut 2. Exterior. Beach. Night. It is dark and quiet at the beach. The only light is from the fishing pier shining down on the water. The only noises are the waves crashing. Art sits alone on the beach, cross-legged, with his surfboard and wetsuit next to him in the darkness. He is in an introspective state, thinking about what was said at the party and how he and Via are taking different paths in life. The ocean is his warm blanket and helps soothe the sadness he feels. Art stands up and starts putting on his wetsuit. He picks up his surfboard and starts walking into the darkness of the ocean. A series of shots. Shot A. Art paddles out a few feet away from the pier pilings as the light shines down on him. He duck dives the oncoming waves into the darkness. Shot B. Art sits on his surfboard looking up to the moon. He is bobbing up and down with the trough and crest of the swells. Shot C. A full shot of Art's silhouette dropping into a 6-foot wave. He does a bottom turn and trims down the face. Gaining speed, he roller coasters up and down the face, finishing with an off the lip. Shot D. Via is on stage at the party. Someone hands her both trophies she won earlier in the day. She holds up the trophies with a sense of hard-fought accomplishment as the crowd cheers. Shot E. Art rides another wave with the pier and lights in the background. Shot F. Via is shaking hands and hugging her fellow surfers as they leave the party. They are congratulating her and wishing her well on the Pro Tour. Shot G. Art is walking alone on the beach with his surfboard under his arm. He disappears into the darkness. Dissolve 2. End of Chapter 10, Party House. This is Mark, the author of The Bond Between Surfers. I'm creating a surfing grassroots effort to make this book into a feature-length film. Help support the project by purchasing the book, ebook, or audiobook. All proceeds will go to funding the film. Then one day, you'll be sitting in the movie theater, looking up at the big screen, and you can proudly say, I bought the book and made this movie. For more info, check out my website, tbbsurf.com. Thanks for your support.